Good morning, friends. This is your old girl, Melanie Rose, here to share your daily aspects. Today is Friday, January 7, 2022. The Sun is in Capricorn, as are Venus and Pluto. So Capricorn's influence in our lives is heavy duty at this time. Heavy duty is practically Capricorn's call sign. We experience a strong sense of duty at this time to be engaged in the work that maintains our sense of security in the world. It's a good time to answer the question, what would make me feel the most supported and secure? The multitude of answers we bring to this question can shape the foundation upon which we lay our plans. The moon begins in Pisces today, making ingress to Aries late this evening. And as we finish up the heart-centered creative process that we have brought to our plans, we can also begin to see what actions we'll take to implement them. The waxing crescent phase of this moon does still have us in the making plans, thinking about what it's going to look like when the intentions you set have come into their fullness, thinking about the smaller goals you have set for yourself in order for that bigger design to come into fruition, and just making the plans. And then this Sunday with the first quarter moon in Aries, we'll begin to put those plans into action. Okay, let us take a look at the legend and go over the symbols on the page today. And then we'll get into some interpretation. The sun represents the outer life, and this is who we are when we step out the door, the person that people first get to know when they meet us, and how we come to engage in the social, civic, and work spheres. After the sun comes the moon, and the moon represents the inner life. This is more about your relationship with yourself, your emotions and intuitions, those things you feel and know, and also how you come to engage in your domestic sphere. Venus represents love and money, or how do we best relate to those people and things that we value the most. Neptune is about our relationship with humanity. Pluto is the planet that brings us the high highs and the low lows of the human experience, the endings and beginnings, the deaths and the rebirths, and through all of that stuff that happens, it brings out the big and deep transformations that we go through, which is a process. Mercury represents the intellect, especially that day-to-day plans, communications, and running around that we do. And Chiron represents your capacity to heal and also what you're working on healing in this lifetime. Okay, let's get into this. I have divided the page into two columns, one for each of the luminaries. The moon sheds light on our inner lives. It sets the tone for our emotional experiences and our home space relationships. The moon moves very quickly, creating several short aspects that bring with them energies that may affect our feelings and intuitions. The sun sheds light on our outer lives, setting the tone for our experiences at work and in the social and civic sphere. I address the rest of the planet's aspects on this side because they take longer and they have more to do with our actions out in the world. And we begin with the moon today, friends, Central Standard Time. 4:41 a.m. The moon makes a sextile with Venus. This is a caring and cooperative vibe. We want to hang out with our friends and family, especially at home where we can be entertained in comfort. It's a 2-hour aspect. Caring and cooperative. Not a bad way to begin the day. Moon conjunct Neptune comes in at 6:40 a.m. And Moon in aspect with Neptune always raises our sensitivity to the thoughts and feelings of the people around us. The conjunct vibration amplifies both our feelings and our perceptions of others' feelings. This can be confusing. It can be hard to tell what is mine from what is not. So be cautious at this time because we can be easily deceived either by our own senses or by the information coming from others. 2 hours. So connected. You might deceive yourself. Well, we all do it from time to time. And then in the evening at 4:23, a void of course moon. That's a C, not a G. Void of course moon runs sextile to Pluto. This aspect gets us deep into our feelings and intuitions. We may realize or recall something that was hidden from us before, and the fresh understanding will help us create something positive. So that's a 2 hour aspect, and it's potential, let's say, deep recall. Positive results. And then in the later evening at 11:26, the moon makes ingress to Aries. So it was in Pisces all this time as we were going through these caring and cooperative vibes, feeling very connected, very deep in our intuition, being able to recall things. That's all a very Pisces vibe for sure. And then at 11:26, the moon moves into Aries. Moon in Aries gives us special access to our instincts and drives, though. We feel the urgency to act, and this can make us impatient with anything that slows us down. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, so heart-centered initiative and beginnings are favored. Let's see. This is a 2.5 day aspect. I am a Sun Aries, so of course I just keep Aries as a special place in my heart, and I can see urgency to act, impatience. So, when you're feeling impatient, what you have to do is sort of slow down. It usually means, for me at least, if I'm feeling impatient, it means that I'm hurrying, and hurrying doesn't really help me ever. And let's see, be good for beginnings. So today's lunar signature has us in a very caring and sensitive way most of today. And the possibility that it exists that we may get fooled about something, it's entirely possible we'll also gain some productive insight. As for the sun side of the page in the ongoing column, I'm going to start calling it that. Venus retrograde through the end of the month, the 29th. It's getting closer, guys. Venus retrograde may have us feeling conservative in our approach to sharing our love and our labor. This is the time for our commitments at work and at home to be under review, for us to ask ourselves questions about whether our relationships to those people and things that we like, love, and can't get enough of is balanced. Are we receiving the right amount of value for the investments we've made? Do we need to negotiate a better deal for ourselves? This applies to our love lives, yes. But especially with the heavy, heavy Capricorn influence right now, this also applies to our finances and our relationship to the work we do. And day 2 out of 4 for Venus sextile Neptune, friends. This aspect makes us especially receptive to self-care, romantic intimacy, and pretty things. It can be a good time to go shopping for clothes and accessories since we feel especially attractive at this time. Sensual and loving interactions with our beloveds are very much on the menu. Venus retrograde may be bringing in a bit of detachment when it comes to those close relationships, but that doesn't mean that we shouldn't seek to connect. Especially if it's a commitment you plan to reaffirm, it can be good for both people involved for us to relate to and enjoy one another up close. This aspect will be in effect for about 4 days, and we are on day 2. So, right in the thick of it, friends. Feel the vibes. Get you some love. We have nothing new on the solar side of the page today, and that is fine with me. Coming up this week, tomorrow, Venus reaches its perihelion, which is its closest point to the sun. This will be like a little bit of a spotlight shown on the effects that Venus is having in our lives right now. Sunday, Mercury makes a sextile aspect with Chiron, which will encourage us to open up about our worries and concerns. Also on Sunday, we will see a first quarter moon in Aries, inviting us to go ahead and begin to act on the plans that we are making this week. And down here in the corner, I don't know if you can see the specter of Mercury retrograde edging in here, probably about ready to station. So that's on the 14th. It begins on the 14th and it lasts about 3 weeks, which means Mercury will go direct about a week after Venus does. And we will discuss these things and more as they come up. That's it for today, friends. This has been your Daily Aspects, an astrological weather forecast for Friday, January 7, 2022. Welcome to the new year, friends. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Melanie Rose, and I will see you all back here tomorrow for more Daily Aspects.